and then we'll begin our discussion for the day. Good evening, everyone. Now, in the previous class, that is yesterday, the first class, I actually just discussed the very basic elements of what is important as far as the syllabus is concerned, right? Then we discussed the book list, what books to be read, and then we moved on to understanding some basic concepts, right? So we also discussed some very basic concepts like Schedule 7, Article 246, separation of power, division of power, so that in future, if I use these terms, you're not completely, in confusion of what exactly this is, right? Once we are done with all this, we jumped on to discussing the union executive, right? And under the union executive, we also saw the topic president. Now, while we discuss the topic president, a couple of very basic things like the elections. So, the Indian president is elected directly by the people, yes or no? Indian president is elected directly by people, yes or no? Of course not. Very good. So, it is indirect election, right? And the voting is through an open ballot, yes or no? And EVMs are used. Okay, the voting is through secret ballot and no EVMs are used, and it's called there is no whip, right? You're free to vote, conscience vote, and the elections are conducted by the ECI, Election Commission of India. Article 54 says that the electoral college, the voter group, comprises of all the elected MPs, all the elected MLAs of the states. And here states includes the UTs of Pondicherry and Delhi, because these two UTs have what? Legislative Assembly. Okay. Then we also went on to understand the concept of vote value, the vote value of MPs, vote value of MLA, all these things, right? Firstly, we'll be discussing about the single transferable vote. We'll also discuss what is proportional representation, very basic topics, and then other topics related to the elections of the president, the appointment, removal, all such things, right? But before we move on, we'll have 5 questions for today. So let's start our discussion today with 5 practice questions. And of course, the time is 45 seconds. You like it or not, that's the time frame. As simple as that. Please don't claim, sir, less time, more time, click by mistake, chose the option by mistake. Please. No such excuses will be accepted anyway, right? So let's begin our discussion with the very first 45 seconds. You can mark your answer. Okay, a lot of you got this correct, right? So, which of the following are constitutional bodies? CVC. CVC is not a constitutional body, it's a statutory body. NCW is a statutory body. National Commission for Backward Classes, yes, it is a constitutional body. And CBI, of course, it is an executive body. So, yeah, we had seen this yesterday. So, only one, right? Only one of them is the constitutional body, right? Now, moving on to the next question. Uh, Guys, the question said ascending order, not the descending order, starting from the person least in the hierarchy to the topmost person. Okay, ascending order. So, at the lowest in the hierarchy is the cabinet secretary, ranked 14. Highest in the hierarchy is the vice president of India, number 2 in rank. So, of course, the option has to end with 1 and begin with 3. So, a lot of you marked this as the answer, which is not the answer. The answer is 3. Then Speaker Lok Sabha, number 7. Then we have former presidents, number 5. And then VP, number 2. Okay. D is the correct answer. Let me just erase this to avoid any confusion. Okay. Are we all okay? Let's move on now to the third question. Please mark the answer. Okay, great. A lot of you marked B as the answer. I hope you have read the question correctly. Incorrect was asked, not correct. Right? Please tell me in the comment section, chat section, how many of you did not read correct, incorrect. So consider the following statements. In the year 2022, the elections that were held, EVMs were used for the first time. Of course, it is wrong. And the population of 1971 census is used while calculating the vote value of MLAs is actually correct. Which of the statements are incorrect? So A1 only is incorrect. Clear? moving on to question number 4. I'll give you a minute to answer this question. Please mark the answer. Okay, so both center and states have the power to make laws on state list, but states have overriding powers. So we did not see any such provision that both center and states have the power to make laws and states have overriding powers, right? So this is actually incorrect. One is wrong. Center and states have power to make laws on union list. So in any circumstance, states will never have power to make laws on union list. So this is also wrong. Both center and states have power to make laws on a topic not mentioned in any list. So we call these topics as residuary topics. And states do not have any power. Only center has the power. So this is also wrong. So how many statements are incorrect or correct? So none of the statements are correct. Hence D is the right answer. Okay. Everyone? Great. And the last question for the day. Back to 45 seconds. WRT means with respect to. I think I mentioned this yesterday also. If not, I am mentioning it right now to avoid any confusion. Oh, interesting. I thought we'll all get again incorrect. I hope you have been reading this. So nominated members are allowed to vote. Yes or no? They are not allowed to vote. Right? Clear, everyone? Elected members of assemblies of UTs of Pondicherry and Delhi take part, but J&K do not take part. So this is also wrong. The vote value of MLA of UP is more than that of value of MP of Rajya Sabha, but less than the vote value of MP of Lok Sabha. So yesterday we saw that the vote value of MP is actually calculated at 700. I hope you have revised. And the vote value of MP of MLA of UP is 208. Of course, the vote value of MP will be bigger, larger than the vote value of MLA, right? So 3 is also wrong. Hence, all 3 are incorrect. Okay. Now, since we have discussed these 5 questions, let's continue and take 3 more questions which have come in UPSC. So we'll continue. A question asked last year only. I'll give you a minute to mark the answer for this question? Please mark the answer for this question. Options are only 1, A, B only 2, C only 3, and D all 4. Those are the options. Okay. So let's see. The members nominated to either House of Parliament or the assemblies are also eligible to be included in the Electoral College. We know very well that members who are nominated are not allowed to vote. One is wrong, right? So all 4 cannot be correct. Higher the number of elective assembly seats, higher is the value of vote of each MLA. Now please tell me, what's the formula? The formula is population upon what? Number of elective seats. Yes or no? Population upon number of elective seats. So if the number of elective seats, that is denominator, if the denominator increases, then the value decreases. Yes or no? So if the number of seats are high, the value of vote will come down, right? It will not be higher. 2 is also wrong. So only 3 also cannot be the answer. Now, yes, I fully understand that 3 and 4 are slightly complicated. Let's read the fourth one first. The value of vote of each MLA of Pondicherry is higher than that of Arunachal Pradesh because the ratio of total population to the total number of elective seats in Pondicherry is greater as compared to Arunachal Pradesh. So they have given the formula and they have said that, see, if you compare the population and the ratio of the number of seats, then you'll find that the number of the vote value of MLA of Pondicherry is higher. Of course, that is true. This is correct. And this one was a statement which they should not have asked because it's completely factual. The value of vote of each MLA of MP is greater than that of Kerala. Now, if you read it like this, you may feel MP more populated, a northern state largely, or a central region, so may have a higher vote value because of high population. But actually, that is not the case. So, if I just show you here, observe this. We have, just a minute, we have Kerala. See the vote value, see the population and number of seats. And we have MP. Look at their population, their vote value and number of seats. So of course, the what? If the number of seats increases, the vote value will of course come down, which we had already established in the previous question. So here, the value of vote of MLA of MP, which is 131, is not greater than that of Kerala, which is 152. Now, see, don't be upset and all. These kind of factual questions may be asked. It is very much possible. Do not remember the table, right? This was not, this should not have idly been asked, but it's okay. Anyway, with knowing these facts, you could have very easily come down to 2 options. And I'll give you a simple suggestion. If you have 2 options to choose from, you should go for the question. Don't skip such questions. Clear? So here, 3 is also wrong. So only 1 is right. the value of vote of each MLA of Pondicherry is higher than that of Arunachal Pradesh. You can see it again here. The value of vote of each MLA of Pondicherry. This is Pondicherry. Population is almost the same as Arunachal, almost the same. But since Pondicherry has 30 seats, Arunachal has 60 seats, if the denominator becomes very high, then of course the number becomes low. So in case of Pondicherry, the number of seats are less, hence the vote value is more. Right? Everybody okay? So this is with respect to this question. Now, moving on to one more question. Please look at this. Mark an answer for this question. I think now we can come back to 45 seconds timer again. Right? Please mark the answer. Okay, easy question. The value of vote of each MLA varies from state to state. We just saw, right? For example, the MLA vote value in Kerala is different from that of course, MP, right? Or UP 208, Sikkim 7, Andhra Pradesh 159, Karnataka 131. So this is correct. One is correct. The value of vote of MP of Lok Sabha is more than the value of vote of MP of Rajya Sabha. So if you have revised yesterday's classes, you would have seen that the vote value of MP in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is the same, fixed. And what's the number? That is 700. Because the calculation is simply based on one factor. And what is that factor? The total vote value of all the MLAs upon the number of MPs. There is no segregation. A different formula for MP of Rajya Sabha and MP of Lok Sabha. Hence, this number is fixed at 700. So, of course, 2 is wrong. It is not more than. So, the answer is A, 1 only. Right? And one more question asked way back in the year 2003. Right? Please mark the answer. A is 1 and 2, B is only 2, C is 1 and 3, and D is only 3. Okay. So all of you got this correct. The value of vote of an elected member of the assembly equals state population upon number of elected MLAs into what? What is this? It should be how much? 1000. One is wrong. These two are wrong. Right? So it's either 2 or 3. Let's check 2. The value of vote of an elected MP equals total value of votes of all elected MLAs upon number of elected MPs. This formula is absolutely correct. So 2 must be correct. Simple. Now, this means that 3 has to be wrong. There were more than 5,000 members, meaning 5,000 electors, meaning 5,000 voters. No, we do not have 5,000 voters. We have less than 5,000 voters. If you look at the number of MLAs who vote, total number of MLAs is 4033, right? 4033. So let's add that 4033 plus 776. So this would give you the total number of voters, which is definitely less than 5,000. So 3 is also wrong. Done. Okay, let's now move on and discuss the topics at hand. Yes, of course, don't worry. I hope doubts are clear. There is no such issue. One such point which, yes, some of you may have a contention with, and I do agree, was the first question. We could have framed it better. How many of the following are constitutional bodies? I agree. So that is something that should have been rephrased by me. So my bad, right? Okay, so apologies for creating the confusion, but I hope the question was there and you did understand that. Manam, when will JNK be restored to statehood? Supreme Court asks Union Government. Today News. Okay, what's the question? Anyway, leaderboard. Some of you got all 8 correct. That's great. C. Ranganathan, Ruhani Sharma, Yuvraj, Kumari Shubhangi, Manikandan, Kaustubh Rana, Sarojini Devi, Chitranshu Dubey. Then T.H. Kendi, Kudikala Bhardwaj, Afsha, Harshika, Yashi, Gauri, Ankit. Getting 7 correct. Alfred, Anuj, Khushi, Praful, Abdullah, Ujjwal, SINH. Is it Ujjwal Sinha? I'm not sure. So, okay. Your name is not showing. Guys, this will only show top 20, right? So, even if somebody has gotten 6 correct, those who answered faster would have their names chosen here, right? That's how this works. Guys, it is just a mere class test. After 1 day, it's okay. Don't worry. The bigger thing should be to understand that questions are asked from certain topics and points, and what to focus on, how to read the keywords, correct, incorrect. These are things. That's the practice thing. So please don't be disheartened, emotional. Please, right? Just relax. It's okay. But yes, I think now you know that we need to mug up information, revision. So I saw somebody saying how to know about CBI. Yesterday, it was mentioned the slide. CBI is an executive body, right? So it's okay. It was just day one. If UPSC was this easy, then everybody would be cracking UPSC. The cutoff would be 195 out of 200. It's not easy. It takes multiple revisions, right? So that's how it is. Don't feel disheartened. Now let's begin our discussion. How can we know total MLAs? Munigala, we could not know total MLAs. It was not required only because the question was framed in such a fashion that you could simply find 2 as correct and that's the answer. You did not even know this statement, right? Okay. Now let's come back to our topic at hand and start discussing. So yesterday we saw that the election of the president is indirect, and it follows a system of proportional representation by means of what? STV, single transferable vote, right? So what do these words mean? These are very basic and simple words. Don't worry, I'll explain them, and it's very easy to understand. Mayank Wadhwani, sir, from where 776 came? Sir, revision yesterday, total number of MPs from Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, 543 plus 233. You add them, 776. That's the magic, right? It's all revision, nothing else. So yesterday when I told you that revision is important, you are thinking I am just kidding. No, I am not kidding. It is important. Okay. So now, please pay attention. Proportional representation. See, the idea is very simple. Let's assume, take an example. This class has, say, 100 kids, 100 aspirants, students, 100 students. Now, some students from here, let's say 60 students are from the arts background. Say 30 students are from the commerce background. And 10 students are engineers. Let's assume this. 100 students. Okay. Now, if I have to choose 10 people from this class, 10 students have to be chosen. These students are going to do what? These students are going to represent the class on some platform on importance of arts, commerce, engineering, etc. Okay. So, what we are going to do is if we choose 8 art students, 1 commerce student, 1 engineer, do you think it's justified choosing 8 art students, 1 commerce student, 1 engineer? Of course not. Yeah, what if we choose all 10 engineers? That's also wrong. If we choose 4 arts, 3 commerce, 3 engineers, is that correct? Almost equal? Tell me. That's also wrong. Why? Because what we want is that every group should be represented in the same proportion that they are in the total population. Fair representation of all groups. Fair representation of all groups. Of all groups. So what we can do is we'll firstly find out what percentage of students are arts students. 60 out of 100 means what? 60%. 30 out of 100 commerce students means what? 30% students are commerce students. And 10 out of 100 engineers, meaning 10% students are engineers. So if you choose 10 students, there 60% should be arts background, 30% students should be from the commerce background, and 10% students should be from the engineering background. This would mean 60% of 10 is how much? 6. 30% of 10 is how much? 3. 10% of 10 is how much? 1. So if we choose 6 art students, 3 commerce students, and 1 engineer, we can say that this is proportional representation. Meaning, if X%, X is a variable, not the X you are thinking of, okay? X is a variable. If X% of voters support a party, let's assume now a party, then X% of total seats will be won by the party. X% of total seats will be won by the party. Are we clear so far? Further, proportional representation is a type of electoral system. So, what this actually means, it is a type of electoral system under which subgroups any subgroup, small group, right? Any small group of voters, electorate, are reflected in the same proportion in the elected body or proportionately in the elected body. In the elected body. Are we clear? Everybody? Is there any doubt on this? Okay, great. Right? Please stick to the topic. Somebody is asking what is hate speech. It's okay. We'll come to that. Article 19. Don't worry. So I have given you multiple ways to understand, right? With the example, this X, please fit it here. See, if you can't understand this, understand this. If not this, this. If not this, the example. 4 different ways to understand it. And if you don't understand, still it's okay. This question will not be asked in the examination, right? So that's there. Not, oh, somebody says number of seats, number of votes. No, 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 no. Percentage, percentage. If let us say there are in the country 40% fans, BJP has, of the total population, 40% people are fans of BJP. Then out of total number of seats, 40% will go to BJP. This system, this will happen if we follow a proportional representation system. Are we clear? Everybody, simply go through this simplest possible explanation. Okay? Don't worry what is 60% of 10. If you can't calculate, no problem. No problem. Okay. So this is called proportional representation, right? So now comes the real catch here. The idea is that every group gets represented in the same proportion that they are in the total population. So here, art students were 60% in the total population. So in this also, art students are 60%, right? Now if I ask you, please tell me, out of these 100 students, I have to choose only one student. Now tell me, who to choose? Can we do one thing? Cut the body into 3 parts. 60% body, arts, 30% commerce, 10% engineer? Of course not. That's not possible. So some of you may say, sir, art students are in majority. Let's choose art students. Fair enough. If I choose an arts background student, then the engineer and the commerce students, they are not represented. If I choose a commerce student, then the arts and engineering student is not represented. And if I choose an engineer, then the arts and commerce students are not represented, right? So the idea here is proportional representation will only work if there are multiple seats. Yes or no? If there is only one seat to pick, then that particular person will not be able to represent the various groups, right? Imagine in the country, if we have to choose 100 people from various religions, 100 people. So we can choose 70, 80 Hindus, 14, 15 Muslims, 2 or 3 Christians, etc. But if you have to choose only one person to represent all the religions, of course, whichever person you choose can only represent one religion and all other religions will go unrepresented. Yes or no? That's the same thing that happens in the election of the president also. Even though we are saying that we follow proportional representation, but it is not happening in reality, right? Because why? Because proportional representation will only work if, or is only applicable in case there is more than one seat. If there is more than one seat. Are we clear? So even though we say that we follow proportional representation, it is not being followed actually. That's it. Done. Proportional representation. Clear? You have the recorded videos. You can view this again and again as many times as possible over the course of next 7 days. No problem. Clear? Okay. Now the second topic or the second statement is single transferable vote. STV. Single transferable vote is a concept which we use in the election of president. And see, this concept is based on life. Life. Take your example. Let's say you go to a theater, a multiplex, to watch a movie. In screen 1, they are showing a movie of Shah Rukh Khan. In screen 2, they are showing a movie of, say, Pawan Kalyan. Right? In screen 3, they are showing a movie of Ananya Pandey, the legendary actress. Pawan Kalyan or Allu Arjun, whoever you are a fan of, it's okay. Now, what you are going to do is when you enter a theater, you have planned already. See, I'm going to watch an SRK movie. I'm an SRK fan. My first choice, SRK. But if you go there, you find that the movie is houseful. So it's okay. My second choice, Pawan Kalyan. No problem. Now somebody can say, no, my first choice is Pawan Kalyan. I want to watch a Pawan Kalyan movie. I'll go and watch his movie. First choice. If all the seats are full, then maybe SRK movie. No problem. My second choice. But somebody can be there amongst you only hidden who will say, no, my first choice is the legendary actress Ananya Pandey and her cringe-worthy movies. I want to watch that. First choice. And what if there are people like you who are sitting in the theater? Full house full. The movie. Then you may say, no, I am the fan of Ananya Pandey only and nothing else. That's also possible. In our life, it's all about choices, options. First choice, second choice, third choice. It's like, when you message nice DP, you get blocked. Second, nice DP. DP stops becoming visible. Number 3, nice DP. That's what is life, right? Keep on choosing first option, second option, third option, etc. Okay? Please don't take it at heart. Don't take it seriously. Don't go back to your good old days of doing all this. Now, come back to the class. So, single transferable vote. This is what it means actually. That in the election of the president, you are given a ballot paper, both MPs and MLAs. This is the ballot paper. Now, the ballot paper of our MP, the ballot paper of our MLA. Of course, MP's ballot paper is green in color and MLA's ballot paper is pink in color. It's okay. Don't fight why pink, why green. Just a simple way. So, this is the ballot paper where you have to cast your vote. Imagine I'm an MLA. Let's assume for a moment. And I'm an MLA from Bihar. Tell me, what is this? 173. Tell me, any idea? Any guesses? Yes, it is the vote value. Vote value of the MLA of Bihar. Clear? Now, I see all four names. These are people who are contesting election and want to be the president of India. So I say my first choice is Jaibir, second choice is Ravi Yadav, third choice is say Rajesh Kumar Singh, and fourth choice is Rohit Kumar. Possible, right? Similarly, all the MLAs of Bihar will cast their vote, right? And this means that now, since I have chosen Jaibir as my first choice, Jaibir gets how many votes? Not one. 1 into 173 votes. Clear? I'll come to what happens to 2, 3, and 4 later on. Wait. Similarly, let's assume now that I am an MLA. I have won the election after giving false promises. After giving promises to people, I have won the election somehow. And now I'm an MP, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. I go and cast my vote. This ballot paper you see is actually green in color. Let's use green color only. Lakshmi, not clear. I have not explained anything. What is not clear? Let me explain something for things to be clear. I'm just marking my preference. I have chosen Jaibir. Why are you angry at me choosing Jaibir? Jaibir is not a genuine candidate, right? Now, I am an MP now, and I am choosing what? I am choosing Rajesh Kumar Singh is my first choice. First choice. Rohit Kumar is my second choice. If Rajesh or Rohit don't become presidents, I say I don't care. I have no interest in Ravi Yadav or Jaibir becoming the president. So I only mark two preferences. First choice, second choice. That's it. I leave the columns blank. Don't mark anything. Now, please understand. As an MP, my first choice was Rajesh Kumar Singh. So basically, I have cast my vote in favor of Rajesh Kumar Singh. Are we all clear? Lakshmi included. I have cast my vote in favor of Rajesh Kumar Singh. But we know very well that the vote value that I hold is 700. Yes or no? 700. Meaning, if I cast one vote, it is equal to 700 votes. It is equal to how many votes? 700 votes. So, this Rajesh Kumar Singh is not just getting one vote. He is actually getting 700 votes. 1 into 700. Now, did we understand? Y into 173. Right? Everybody? Bhumi, who decides these vote values, sir? Oh, these questions give a minor heart attack. We were discussing vote value only till now. The formula, it's all fixed. Okay. So I think we have been discussing this only. Vote value. Please look at the table. Vote value of MP or MLA of Bihar is 173. Okay. Great. Did we all agree? Did we all agree? All okay? Great. So now let me tell you, you have to mark one preference. So yesterday I said there is no option of nota. If you leave all the preferences blank, your vote is declared invalid. It's thrown away. So you have to choose one at least. You may choose only one. It's possible. It may be possible that one MLA of Bihar says, no, I only want what? JB to be the president. I will not give my vote to anybody else. This is allowed. Marking two preferences allowed. But leaving it blank is not allowed. Okay. Now, so what is going to happen is, similarly, all the votes are being cast by the MLAs in their states, MPs in Delhi, right? And then once all the ballot papers are submitted, all of them are sent to Delhi for counting. It is counted, and whoever gets more than 50% of the votes cast, more than 50%, 50% plus 1 is declared the winner. Okay. So, who is the winner in this election? Winner is somebody who gets the required quota of votes. Required quota of votes, meaning 50% of total votes plus 1. This is the required quota of votes. But then the real question is, if there are multiple people, it is also possible that nobody gets 50% votes. Possible, right? If nobody gets 50% votes, then only comes into play the transferable vote concept, right? So let's assume now, let's take examples. I'll take a very basic and generic example. Let's assume that total votes are 10,000 in total. So please tell me, to become the winner, how many votes should be in your favor? Tell me, to become the winner, how many votes should be in your favor? 10,000, 50% is 5,000 plus 1. So 5,000 plus 1. Okay, this is clear. Now, let us say we have a candidate A. We also have a candidate B who's contesting, and we have candidate C who's contesting. 3 candidates are contesting elections. One of them will be declared the winner. And there are some voters, right? Let's say we have various voters who are given a ballot paper. Voters are given what? Ballot paper. Yes or no? So these people are all voters. P, Q, R, S. Some people, MLA, MP, we don't care. 3 candidates, A, B, C. So we have seen how a ballot paper looks like. In the ballot paper, all these names are marked. Yes or no? All these names are marked. Now, Mr. P will mark his vote. Mr. P says A is my first choice, or Mr. P says C is my first choice, B is my second choice, and A is my third choice. Clear? His life, his rules. Q says B is my first choice. Second choice? No second choice. B is my only choice. Okay, no problem. Why are you getting angry? Let it be. R says, let's see, my first choice is A. I love A. My second choice is C, and third choice is B. Okay, fair enough. S is an over smart person. S is confused also. S says, I want A and B both to become the president. My first choice is both A and B. Now, for all these over smart people, their votes are cancelled. Okay? This is an invalid vote. If you don't mark any preference, mark multiple first preferences, all this is what? Invalid vote. Are we clear so far? Everybody? No doubts here? Okay. Don't say no, tell me the exact point of where there is a confusion. I have just explained, I'm not even list point. What list point? Where is a voting taking place? I mean, that should not be the concern. The voting taking place for all the MLAs, they vote in their assembly, in their own state. For the MP, I said this statement actually. For the MPs, they vote in Delhi. If by chance any MLA is in Delhi, he can take permission and vote in Delhi also. That's allowed, no problem. Okay. Now, coming to allocating votes now. All of the people have put their votes. Simple. How to decide votes? It's your personal choice. You can vote for anything you want, any person you want, right? So tell me, P, Mr. P has cast his vote, right? This vote, this ballot paper goes in whose account? P's vote goes to whom? Tell me, please. P's vote goes to C because for him, C was the first choice. Thank God. Okay. Now, second thing, Q. Please tell me Q's vote goes to whom? Okay, great. Q's vote goes to B. Now tell me R. R's vote goes to whom? R's vote goes to A. S. Who gets vote of S? Tell me. S. His vote is marked invalid because this stupid fellow tried to act over smart and mark two people as the same preference. So we can't tear the vote and give it to both the people. Clear? Okay. So invalid vote does not count. All such drama is not taken care of. In fact, they give you a pen also, right? If you mark your preference in this ballot paper, let me tell you, if you use some other pen to mark the vote, that vote is declared invalid. You have to mark the vote with that special pen that they give. Clear? Okay. Now let's assume that this C got this one vote and this one vote was of an MP. If an MP casts one vote in your favor, tell me how many votes do you get in total? If an MP casts one vote in your favor, we get 1 into 700 votes. Did we all understand this? So please, all those who attended yesterday's class, they only can understand it because yesterday we saw the vote value. So MP's vote value is 700. So if MP gets one vote, 700 into 1. Let's assume that candidate B has got multiple votes. 2 MPs have voted for him into 700. Then some other MP, MLA from some states have voted for him. Different MLA, say 2 MLAs from Bihar have voted, 1 MLA from Kerala has voted, etc. All this, multiple votes are there. And the sum of all these votes comes to, let's assume 4,500. 4,500. Clear? This person's sum comes to 700. Similarly, candidate A also gets various votes. 3 MPs have voted for him, let's assume. Some MLA from Andhra Pradesh has voted for him. Some MLA from UP has voted for him. All these things have happened. And finally, his total comes out to 4,800 votes. Let's assume this. Okay. Are they clear so far? We have not mentioned all these because there's no point. Now tell me, please, just relax and tell me, who is the winner? How are you writing A as the winner? Winner will be declared only if he gets how many votes? Winner will be declared if he gets how many votes? 5,001 votes. Now, please, innocent aspirants, look at the screen and tell me, which person got more than 5,000 votes? Nobody. Nobody is a winner. Clear? Then what do we do? Now, second round starts. Now comes the concept of transferable vote. Single transferable vote. So, here what will happen is, we will remove the worst performer. Somebody who has received the least votes is thrown out. See, you are useless. You are being removed out of the race. Okay. C has been removed from the race. Now what happens is, all the votes that C received, all the votes that C received, look at this, P. Who did P want to win? P wanted C to win. But did C win? C lost. Yes or no? So this is gone. So Mr. P was saying that if C is not able to win, my second choice is B. Yes or no? Did you understand this preference? If I go to the theater, not me, why me? You go to the theater and you are an Ananya Pandey fan, who knows? And her movie is house full. Then you say, okay, what can I do? I will go and watch, say, Rakhi Sawant movie. Second option. Clear? So P says that, see, I wanted C to win. That's my first choice. But if you insist, my second choice is B. Now, since C is out of the race, Ananya Pandey movie theater is booked. I have to use my second choice. So P's vote now goes to B. Did you all understand this point? P's vote now goes to B. Clear? Everyone? Second choice. Okay. So this vote can now be sent here. Meaning P maybe was an MP, right? P was an MP. His vote comes here. So 1 into 700. This means add 700 here. 5200. The second choice of P becomes now his first choice. Clear? Now tell me, is there anybody who can be declared a winner? Tell me please. Of course. Because the winner needed 50% plus 1. 5001 votes. Now Mr. B has been declared the grand winner. Clear? Single transferable vote. Krishnendu B is now winner. Candidate B. Sir, please. B does not mean any party. It's okay. A, B, C. Right? Are we clear? Vaibhav, there will be other MPs also. But the problem is, if we take all the MPs into account, then we will do this only. The entire class, and after the class also for the next 5 days, we'll keep on counting the votes only. This was meant for just basic understanding. Are we clear on this? Everyone, this is sufficient information. Right? This is sufficient information for single transferable vote. Okay, that's it. We are done with STV. So what is STV? In case after first round of voting, nobody is declared a winner, then the person getting least first preference, least votes, is eliminated and his votes are allocated to the next preference or choice, and votes are counted again. And that's it. This process is repeated till we get somebody who has the required quota of votes. Single transferable vote. That's it. Okay, now we can have hundreds of options here. What if A was number 2 here, B was number 3 here? There is no end to all these things. This is sufficient, right? There is no Kirtana. What will you do then if I spoon feed you everything? Saima, person Q have only one choice, but if B fails, then this vote is dead. This vote is cancelled. Simple, right? Are we clear on this? Yes. Only those people who are eliminated, their votes are converted. Okay, that's it. Anurag, why B not filled 2 and 3 preferences? What is this question? Anu, what happens if after this also votes don't cross 5,000? We'll again eliminate the worst performer and again repeat the exercise. This will keep on happening till somebody is declared the winner. Right? Prabhu says, and if in the first round only somebody gets more than 50%, then there's no need for all this drama. Declared the winner. Okay. R's vote has gone to A. It is there with A only. A is still in the race. You cannot cancel R's vote. Are you able to understand it? Okay. This is what is single transferable vote. It is a procedure, right? It is not some one-line definition. It's a procedure where votes are transferred based on preference. Single transferable vote. Done. Okay. Now let's move on. Now comes a very important element. See, this is election after all. And in any election, there are bound to be disputes, right? Bound to be disputes in the sense that there will be a situation where somebody who loses can say cheating has happened. It's possible. So there should be some body, some authority to resolve these disputes. Which is that body? So Article 71 says, now this is Article 71, a very, very important article. Article 71 says that the authority having jurisdiction to resolve an election dispute involving the president and the vice president is the Supreme Court of India. Okay? Involving president and vice president is the Supreme Court of India. So, Supreme Court resolves dispute. Only Supreme Court, no other court. Clear? One more thing. Within how many days can you go and complain? So there's a time limit. You can't go and complain that in 1970 elections there was cheating. Please, Supreme Court, take my petition now. No sense. Can approach Supreme Court within 30 days of the publication of result. Of publication of result. Clear? Now, one more thing. Who can approach? Can I go and complain? Can you go and complain? So, only candidate or candidates or electors can approach the Supreme Court. Are you clear? SC means Supreme Court. Siri, SC, we are right in the slide only. And I'm constantly saying, where is the attention span? How will we focus? Supreme Court, SC, right? Vaibhav, what is this question, sir? You please think for yourself. The total votes are 10,000. How will two people get 5,001 votes? Please be serious here. Come on. The total is only 10,000. How will this happen? Are we clear on this? Everybody, right? Now, one small point. There are so many who are electors. Please, I want the answer. Who are electors? Tell me. Electors here. Electors are voters, but who are these voters? Okay, MPs and MLAs. So electors are, in this case, elected MPs, elected MLAs. Fair enough. My question is, can a single MP today get up and say, cheating has happened, come on, re-election, cancel the election? Of course not. We need some MPs or MLAs. This should be minimum, at least. So let's use the word at least. At least how many? At least 20. We need to have at least 20 MPs or MLAs, 10 MPs, 10 MLAs, 15 MPs, 5 MLAs, 18 MLAs, 2 MPs. That does not matter. 20 electors have to go and complain to the Supreme Court, and then only will Supreme Court accept the petition or request. Are we clear on this? Everybody? Clear so far? Great. Now, two things which you should know, both are a part of Article 71 only. Point number one. Point one. See, if today I became the Indian president, and after 25 days, somebody has gone to court and has complained against me that no, cheating had happened, counting was not proper, election commission was biased, etc. Supreme Court says okay, and Supreme Court accepts the petition and finds out that yes, cheating had happened and cancels my election, and I'm no more the president. But for these 25 days, I was the president. Now, in these 25 days, if I have signed any bill, issued any order, will those bills, those orders also be cancelled? No. Whatever actions, steps I have taken, those steps will not be invalidated. Are you clear? So, in case election is declared invalid by Supreme Court, steps, actions taken by the president during the period will not be declared invalid. Clear? Meaning, it will not be declared invalid. This is mentioned under Article 71, Clause 2. I hope this point is clear. No, Afreed Basha, it has not happened. Sir, please write factual points or important points on What are all these things, Nitin? Anurag still stuck there. Q not filled second and third preference. It is invalid. Yes, sir. If Q has not filled the second and third preference here, the vote is invalid. Really? I just explained that you have to fill only one preference. Okay. Ignore the appointment. We'll come to it later on. Prabjot. No, Neha, it has never happened earlier. Okay. First, pass the post we'll discuss later on. Anurag, once again, do we have to remember such sub clauses? Yes, you have to. Okay, we have to. Now I'll repeat this point once again for everybody to understand, because there are just 5-6 people I see their names again and again with every question. So I write something and a question comes. Okay. I'll explain this point once again. Please hear me out. See, when it comes to election disputes, it can be any reason whatsoever. We cannot go down into reasons. What if some cheating has happened? Right? What if some cheating has happened? Now, when it comes to such election disputes, the idea is that Supreme Court is the only authority which will solve these disputes as per Article 71. It's very clear. Now, who can approach the Supreme Court with these problems? Either the candidate who has lost the election or people who are actually voters. So, who are the voters? MPs or MLAs. So, 20 MPs, MLAs together have to go to the president, to the Supreme Court to raise a concern. And anyway, if the election is found to be false, fraud has happened, something has happened, we don't care. Whatever actions were taken by the president, right? If the election of a person as president, I am quoting now verbatim, if the election of the person as a president or vice president is declared void, cancelled by Supreme Court, acts done by him in the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his post of the office of the president and the vice president, as the case may be, on or before the date of the decision of Supreme Court, those actions taken, those steps taken, those bills signed, they will not be invalidated, right, by the reason of that Supreme Court order. Clear? Just because Supreme Court has cancelled my election procedure does not mean that the steps I took, the bills I signed will be cancelled. Clear? Okay, done. Okay, one more thing. Sometimes in the past, what has happened is that people have gone to court to claim things like, sir, in that state, there is no assembly. President Sule is there, right? 10 MLAs have passed away. Some MPs are not there. Cancel the voting. It is wrong. We should have complete electoral college. Now tell me something. In your constituency, elections are taking place. You are sitting in the house watching Netflix and don't go to vote. Can somebody go and complain that cancel the election, that fellow did not come to vote? Tell me. It'll be silly, right? Same thing here. Elections of the president are held in their fixed time, and just because there is some vacancy in the electoral college, some state there is president's rule, etc., it does not mean that the elections will be postponed. Clear? Same article also says elections to take place at the fixed time and vacancy in the electoral college. Can't be a reason to postpone elections. Are we clear, everybody? Right? This is Article 71, Clause 4. So you can study that also as well. Shoyab, meaning of electoral college. Sir, you please murder me, sir. I said yesterday, revise. Electoral college means what? We have other people also. Electoral college. Sudeep, what is electoral college? Tell me. Electors, Article 54, it was mentioned on that page. Electors, below that electoral college. Sir, guys, revise. It's very important. Take these things seriously. Right? This is Article 71. Now, some of you, I just saw, Komal, when you get time, read Article 71. We will see Article 71, Clause 4. Durga, type of college which we go. I hope that's a joke and you're not serious about it. Are Shelja, there is no reservation here. Okay. Yes, Mayank Vadwani, multiple STV can occur. Sama, if a person choose A as first choice but B as C both as second, yes. Okay. No seats of women are fixed for MP. Pavitra, weekend student, here also. Okay. That will never happen. Find the total votes. It's an odd number. 50% out of total. Okay. Ashay, write the question. Don't write, sir. Please reply. Now, somebody I saw was asking this question, so I just skipped it because I wanted to address it right now. Why are elections indirect? Big question. Why are elections indirect? First things first. See, yesterday also I made this point that the person you are choosing is somebody who is not going to enjoy any real power. Now, I make this statement, I'll prove it also later on. And they are basically nominal heads. So before you say, sir, what is this word nominal? Never heard this. We heard this yesterday only, and I explained also. Nominal head are those people who have no real powers. Okay. So Nehru said that we are choosing a president, but this person has no real power. Why do you want the entire country to vote? It is just going to be a wastage of time and money. So it is nothing but wastage of time and money. That's the primary reason we do not have direct elections. That's the primary reason. Apart from this, there are other reasons also, right? Other reason being that, see, direct elections may result in the creation of two rival powers. So what is this two rival powers thing? Now, in a democracy, who has the real power? Tell me. In a democracy, a person who is chosen by the people has the real power in a democracy, right? Now, we already have the boss in the country, the prime minister, the head of the government. Now comes the president. President says, PM, you are an MP. I have been chosen by the entire country. I am the real boss. Now they are fighting. Uselessly will create two rival powers in the form of PM and the president. Because in democracy, if people vote for you, you can claim legitimacy that, see, people have voted for me. They have chosen me, the real boss in democracy. So to avoid that, indirect elections. One more thing. You know, all these politicians, they go to various states, etc., come to your state also, your constituency, and give speeches, rallies, etc., campaign. and they make all these false promises. They make all these promises that once they come to power, they'll do all these things, right? My point is, how can they make all these promises? Because if they come to power, they can fulfill on those promises. I mean, they may or may not is secondary. That's of no concern to us, but they can, right? The point is, the president goes to seek votes. Let's say election is direct. The president goes to public and says, please vote for me. People say, if I vote for you, what will you do? Nothing. I'm a nice person. Please vote for me. If you vote for me, selfie with you. If you vote for me, I'll call you in my Rashtrapati Bhavan for a day and we can roam around the garden. You cannot promise anything because you have no real powers, right? So such elections will not take place on the issues of development, etc., but will take place on personal issues. Dress is nice, smile is nice, etc. All this. That is why indirect elections. And lastly, see, not to demean politicians, but the fact is that elections per se are a very difficult affair. You have to, beg to the people, please vote for me, guys, etc. Lie, deceit, manipulate, etc. All these things are required. Appease certain groups, appease certain people, right? Request political parties to give you a ticket. All these things are done. The president is the head of the nation, head of the state. We don't want him to do all this nonsense. We want somebody who's a neutral person, a true statesman, somebody who can rise above this petty politics that happens, begging for votes here and there, right? We want a person who can be a true statesman, a true leader who can rise above this party politics and behave neutrally in the country. Are you clear on this? So these are the reasons why the elections are indirect. The primary reason is the first one. Others are also reasons. Okay. Now, Kirtiraj, president has pardoning power. Ignore it. I'll come to explain that also, and you'll be surprised, right? Clear? Yes, Anubhav, we'll discuss that. Don't worry. So I hope this point is clear, that via elections indirect. Now, one more thing. See, in case you want to contest for the post of president, to contest, there are some criteria, some eligibility criteria. We'll come to that only. What is the eligibility criteria? So, number one, if you want to contest for the post of the president, there should be a very important point, that when you fill your form, like in the UPSC, you fill your form, right? When you fill your form, you give all the proof, 10th marks, 12th marks, etc. Similarly, when the president fills up the form, the most important, one of the very important criteria is that 50 electors have to propose the name. Meaning 50 electors must support the person. Yes, I like this person, I'm supporting him. They are called proposer. Somebody who proposes somebody's name is called a proposer. Are we clear? Like in your class, let's say the teacher asks, who should be the class monitor? So some student says, ma'am, this person. You are proposing his name. You are proposing her name, right? That's called proposer. So to contest for the post of president, 50 electors, meaning MPs, MLAs are required, right? 50 MPs, MLAs are required to propose a name. Another 50 are required to approve the proposer's proposal, that yes, we also agree. They are called seconders. 100 people are required, 100, to propose and second the name. A common person may not get 100 people. Forget 100. A common person cannot get a single MP sign. Are you kidding? Getting 100 MP signature is impossible. That's the criteria, right? So now other conditions. At least 50 electors. Electors meaning MPs, MLAs, all different people. They can't be the same person. Proposers, electors have to be different, and you can be a proposer for only one candidate. Cannot have multiple proposers. Okay. So at least 50 electors as proposers who will propose the name, and 50 electors as seconders who will approve the proposal. In total, how many MPs, MLAs? 100 MPs, MLAs, right? 100 MPs, MLAs. It can be 30 proposers who are MPs, 20 MLAs, 49 MLAs, 1 MP. You need 50 proposer signature on one page, 50 seconder signature on the other page. And if I am an MP or an MLA, I can be the proposer or a seconder for only one candidate. Simple. Apart from this, because it used to happen back in 1950s, 60s, 30, 40 people, 30, 40 people would contest elections, right? 30, 40 people. I want to become the president. And nobody knows you. Even your spouse doesn't know you. And you want to be the president. But the problem was that if somebody contests, right, then the election commission had to prepare a ballot paper with 40 names. And most people would get 0 votes. But still, they had to be put in the ballot paper. Nobody is choosing them. Not a single preference. But still, they had to. So this criteria was set that you have to have 50 people who propose a name and 50 who second the name, meaning in total 100 signatures. Think of this simply, that 100 people are required to sign on the paper accepting that or supporting your candidature. 50 proposers, 50 seconders. Clear on this, everybody? Right? Okay. One more criteria is that there should also be a security deposit. Now, not a big amount. This security deposit will be of 15,000. So in your school, college, PG, etc., some security money is kept, because on the last day of school or college, you try to damage as much property as possible so that they can take this money out of that particular security. Now, of course, that won't happen to the president, but they submit this money to RBI in the form of cash, DD, Google Pay, etc., whatever. Google Pay, I'm not sure, but cash and DD, I know. So in this form, and if after the counting of votes, you may have lost, no problem. But if you are unable to get even 1/6 of the votes that were required to win the election, then the 15,000 rupees will be forfeited. Gone. In the words of Rahul Gandhi, khatam. Clear? In Hindi, they use a term called zamanat zabt, especially in the Lok Sabha Vidhan Sabha elections. If you perform so poorly that not even 1/6 votes came in your favor, then the money is gone. But if you get more than 1/6 votes, even if you lose the election, they will give you back the money. They take this huge amount of 15,000 rupees. That's it. Clear? Okay. Aryan, who will reject the proposal? What is this? Who will reject the proposal? 50 MPs are signing and saying that I accept, I support him. Then what's the problem here? The signs are verified, done. Clear? Abhishek, revise. Simple. I have said again, I'll repeat it again, 4th, 5th time, that every MP or an MLA can become only proposer once or seconder once for only one person. Simple. If you have proposed somebody's name, you cannot be anybody else's proposer or seconder. If you second somebody's name, you cannot be anybody else's proposer or seconders. Clear? These 50 electors and 50 electors, proposed seconders, they can be from any party. The only criteria is that you should be an MP or an MLA. Seconder means people who approve the proposal. It is mentioned here. I will propose. Somebody else says, yes, I agree with this fellow. That is called seconder. Okay, done. Now, moving on to qualifications. So, what exactly are the qualifications required to become a president? First up, you have to be a citizen of India, right? So, one more thing, uh, just because we're discussing the proposer's concept here, there has been a case once, in fact, N.S. Reddy, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy, he was the only president, he was the only president to get elected unopposed. So in 1977 to 1982, for 5 years, he was the president of India, and there was nobody who contested against him. Though people did, all the forms were rejected because of some shortcoming, some shortfall in the form. So he was declared the winner unopposed. N.S. Reddy, the only case so far. Anyway, now you have to be a citizen of India. Number one, I think it's a very straightforward point. Number two, you also have to have this age, the minimum age criteria. And what's the minimum age criteria? 35 years. Simple. You have to be of the age 35 or above. Clear? Then, one more thing. You should not hold any office of profit. Now, what is office of profit? We'll discuss under the chapter Parliament. But to tell you very briefly, at the risk of getting a barrage of questions from 5-7 people only, but still, office of profit means any post where the benefit comes from government. Clear? This is called office of profit. For example, if the government has appointed you to the post, office of profit. If the government can remove you from the post, office of profit, right? If the government pays you salary, office of profit. If the government is having any control over your functions, office of profit. Or if you perform government's function, office of profit. For example, let's look at this. IAS officer, who appoints you? Government, office of profit, right? Look at my role here as a faculty. Who has appointed me? Not government. Can the government remove me? No, it cannot. Does the government pay my salary? No. Do I perform government functions? No. Does the government have any control over my functions? No. It's not an office of profit, right? So office of profit. And yes, of course, there's a small exception also. The exception is that presidents, sitting VP, sitting governor, sitting minister, they are eligible to contest. So anybody who is a president, anybody who is a governor, anybody who is a minister, these people are eligible to contest. Vice president, these people are eligible to contest the election. Okay, so points clear. Now one more point. This qualification is mentioned under Article 58, though these articles are not really important. So we'll have to have some patience. Once I finish the chapter Parliament, I will, President, I'll tell you which articles are important. Now, one more point. Anybody who wants to be the President of India, he or she should be qualified for election as a member of Lok Sabha. Should not be an MP, should be qualified to be an MP. I'll repeat once again. Should not be an MP, should be qualified to be an MP. Now, what is this criteria of qualification? Very simple criteria. The criteria is that your name should be in the voter list of any Lok Sabha constituency. Name must be in the voter list of any Lok Sabha constituency. Clear? So basically, somebody who wants to contest for the role of the president must be a voter in the country. That's the criteria. Article 58 mentions all these things. I am repeating once again that he should be qualified to be an MP of Lok Sabha. Don't assume that he should be an MP of Lok Sabha. Are we clear? He should only be eligible to be an MP of Lok Sabha, should not be an MP of Lok Sabha. They are two different things. I hope I have made my point clear. Okay. Chandrasekhar, third point. I just explained the third point. Sadhana, last, see, as I said, I'll discuss this office of profit in the chapter Parliament. Abhishek, sir, are these laws mentioned in the Election Commission rule book or in Constitution? Context of proposer and seconder. So, the proposer and seconder concept is not mentioned in the Constitution. It is actually mentioned in the Presidential and the Vice Presidential Elections Act of 1952, Section 5B. This is not an important information, right? We don't have to do PhD in all this. Read the relevant information. Okay? If there is anything required, I will tell you. I will not hide any information. What is the advantage to hide information, right? Okay. Now, anyone who, Kanhaiya, why is the faculty not able to read my questions? No, I'm able to read this statement. So your question also can be read. Don't worry. If it is of any merit, I may address it. Don't worry. Last point. Guys, I'll repeat once again that any person who is holding any post of benefit from the government, right? If you are getting any benefit from the government in any form, you are not allowed to contest elections. Simple. Clear? Third point. Third point means that your name should be in the voter list in the country. There is something called voter list. Your name should be in the voter list in the country. Clear? Tulsi, I gave an example of benefits right now. Salary comes from government, appointment made by government, removal made by government. You are performing government functions. Government has control over your functions. Anyway, now coming to oath and affirmation. So, whenever you become the president of the country, you will be required to take an oath, right? This is mentioned under Article 60. Oath. So, what is this oath? This oath is just a promise. I, AB, do swear in the name of God or solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the president, or no, I will discharge the functions of the president of India and will, to the best of my ability, do what? I will try to preserve, protect, and also defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and the well being of the people of India. This is the oath that they take. No need to mug up the oath. Clear? Just remember the brief statement that the president has a constitutional obligation to preserve, protect, and defend the Indian Constitution. Okay? Done. Now, who will administer the oath to the president? Like in this case, the president is being administered the oath by the Chief Justice of India, CJI. Before somebody says, what is this CJI? Chief Justice of India. At that point of time, the CJI was N.V. Ramana. So he was administering the oath to the president. Clear? Okay. Conditions of office. So as far as conditions of office are concerned, one last point and then we'll take a break. Of course, the president is fully entitled without the payment of rent to the use of his official residence, Rashtrapati Bhavan. This is just one room in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Are you clear, Pranav? Sir, is this a hotel? No, sir, this is not a hotel. This is just one room in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Of course, no rent will be collected from the president. Clear? If they are asked to pay the rent, their coming generations will keep on paying rent only, right? So, of course, no rent collected from them. Article 59, conditions of office. One more thing, the salaries and allowances of the presidents are determined by the parliament, and her emoluments, that is salary and allowances, are charged on the CFI and cannot be diminished during his term of office. What is the meaning of CFI? What is the meaning of charged? We'll discuss all of this after a break. Let's take a break. Be back at 7:02 or 7. Why 7:02? Break till 7. Right? And then we'll continue our discussion on what exactly are charge expenditure and CFI. Asif, that he should not be disqualified from contesting elections. Asif, your statement is wrong. Now, I can't get into details of that because that requires you to have knowledge of RPA. But please follow what I'm saying, that your name should be in the voter list. That's it. Don't make any extrapolations from there because that will be wrong. Vaibhav, sir, that's why he said that I had mentioned, but ministers are allowed. That's an exception given to ministers. And that's why he said that please wait for the topic to come in the parliament. I'll give a proper detail. Ministers are exempted. Others can go and take a break, guys. No problem. Roshan, what's your concern? Quickly. Yashi, it's up to you. Roshan, we discussed this yesterday. For those who do not know, article, act, and section. Provisions of the constitution are called articles, and provisions of other laws are called sections. Act is a law. When a bill is passed, it becomes an act. Did you see the class yesterday? You'll find this there. Rifa, I had just explained point 3 and 4. If you keep on asking the same thing 10 times, is it really practically possible? Be serious, sir. Come on. Muni, yes, that's possible. Yashi, I have no say in that. It is your choice completely. I had given you my plan of preparation yesterday only. And did I mention that? Okay, well, conditions of office, we are discussing this point. And now the point here is the salaries and allowances, etc., are determined by the parliament. So whatever salary the president gets, the allowances that they get, benefits, etc., all these things are decided by the parliament. Clear? And one more thing, their emoluments, that is the salary. Emolument means salary. Their emoluments and allowances are charged on the consolidated fund of India and cannot be diminished during their term of office. So when you are charging the money from CFI, whatever salary, whatever allowance is paid to the president, when they enter the office, they will be paid the same allowance, the same salary, if possible more, but not less. Right? You can never reduce the salary of the president of the or the allowances of the president while they are holding the post. I hope this point is clear. Now, what is this CFI and what is the concept of charge expenditure? Okay. So one more thing, I am constantly getting this question. Chutti in Raksha Bandhan. Sorry guys, no holiday in Raksha Bandhan. We'll have continuous classes. Extremely sorry to disappoint you that sitting in the comforts of your house, you still want a holiday. This is UPSC. No holidays. What to do? Once you clear UPSC, go to Labasna, enjoy ultimate life there. Holidays and holidays. Right now, study, sir. Sirs and ma'ams, you have just joined and you want a holiday. Difficult life. Okay. Somebody says, why? Oh. Okay. So now what is this CFI? Just like you have your account, bank account, where all the money, right, comes in. Your father sends you money, mother sends you money, right? Friends send you money. You steal some money and put it there, whatever. And that's the account from where you take out all the money and spend on yourself, your friends, etc. That is what is called your bank account. Similarly, the governments, center and states, have three types of accounts. One is the Consolidated Fund of India, which is the account which is commonly known as CFI for the center. And the same article, this is Article 266, Clause 1. The same article also says that the states also can have their own account, which they have, called Consolidated Fund of the States, CFS. Every state has a different account. Okay. Now, what is a CFI? Just understand that CFI is the main account of Government of India. It is a fund to which all the receipt, every single penny is credited, added, put inside, and all the payments, all the money that the government spends, payments are debited, meaning taken out, credited and debited. Some examples are mentioned here. Don't worry. Uh, very basic. All the revenue received, any kind of taxes, etc., right? Any kind of loan raised, any kind of interest repayment, every possible thing that you can think of comes into CFI only. Okay, and from this account only are all the legally authorized payments made. So when the government spends money on schemes, programs, right, giving salaries to president, PM, IS officer, everything, right, they are taking this money out from CFI only. Budget from CFI only. Clear? It's the major account of the government. So we have the CFI for center and CFS for the states. One small important point. See, after all, a very important question here is that we need to have a check on government's behavior, on how they are spending money, so that they do not misuse this power, right? So when you want to take out money from CFI, there is a small condition, very simple condition. The condition is that Parliament has to approve it. All the MP sitting in the Lok Sabha, they have to approve it. Clear? So no money out of this fund can be appropriated. What is appropriate? Appropriate means to withdraw. So no money out of this fund can be withdrawn except in accordance with a parliamentary law. So when you want to take out money from CFI, what is required? Parliamentary law is required. Clear? This is mentioned under Article 266, Clause 3. No money out of this fund can be appropriated except in accordance with a parliamentary law. Simple. Clear? That's it. Now, uh, Kirtiraj, sir, CFI is linked to which bank? It is not some Google Pay kind of a situation. See, CFI is not one account somewhere, and CFI is not some truck in which is placed at the in the house of Narendra Modi from where he is spending money. No, everywhere in the country, wherever there is a bank account opened in the name of the government, that is all a part of CFI. So CFI is not one account. CFI is multiple accounts spread across the country. For example, if you are a district magistrate and you get money, say to spend on purchasing computers, you will, when you receive the money, you have to keep the money in a new account, which is a government account. Don't keep the money in your own account. If you keep government money in your own account, that is called criminal misappropriation. It is an offense under the Prevention of Corruption Act. You can go to jail also for up to 7 years. Clear? So please don't do all that. You can do it. You can try it later on. You'll get to know. So we open that account for the government and keep the money there. That's also a part of CFI. Everywhere where the center's money is kept is all considered to be a part of CFI only. Are we clear? Everybody. Parliamentary law means a law made by parliament. Account and fund is the same thing. Lakshmi. Bhumi, yes. Answer to your question. Do you have to remember this article? Yes, you have to remember this article. Now, second account is the PAI. What's the name here? Public Accounts of India. As the name suggests, it is the account of people with the government. Public Accounts of India. The same article also gives the public account of states. And this is Article 266, Clause 2. Okay. Now, PAI refers to every other type of money, all other public money other than those which are credited to the CFI, which are received by government, are put in PAI. For example, provident fund, PPF account. Some of you who are working professionals would know that you can open a PPF account. That PPF account is your own money. You go and open the account in the bank sends that money to the government and the government keeps the money. Or schemes like, you can ask your parents about this scheme, Kisan Vikas Patra, KVP, opening your account, right? With what? Opening your account with post office. Are they clear? So you keep your money and the money grows at a very slow rate. That is called KVP. Or an account like Atal Pension Yojana, right, etc. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. So whenever there is any scheme which we open, right, then that scheme that we take the benefit of, the money that we put in, that money is put inside PAI, Public Accounts of India. Now, if you observe, these are all in the nature of banking transaction, right? So let's take an example. You have saved some money in your provident fund. Okay. You then, after 7 years, 10 years, whatever, you want to close that account, take out the money, and you want to spend it on marriage. You want to have a destination wedding. You want to spend that money on marriage. So when you go and take that money out, do you think the parliament needs to sit? All the MPs will come in the Lok Sabha. Come on, Mr. Sharma wants to get married. Let's pass a bill. Of course not. Because these are all banking transactions, there is no such need. Money from this account is taken out through executive action, meaning through a government order. It is people's money only. It is taken out by a government order. There is no need for the parliament to approve all this. I hope this point is clear. right? So Article 266(1) is for CFI and states. 266 clause 2 is for PAI and states. Now one more thing. When it comes to, am I audible, guys? Okay, great. So when it comes to, so again, if there is anybody who is facing some problem, as I said in the very first class, it may be more likely that the error is from your side, right? So just refresh it. Simple. Now, apart from this, sometimes, see, there is no need to mug up all these things. These are just examples. For example, judicial deposits. So if at any point of time judiciary puts in some money by getting some money by fining some people, imposing a fine, etc., some kind of bail bond, etc., all these things they are put in here. Ignore all that, right? Just examples. Understand the main concept. I sometimes feel that you uh, break away from the main concept and start getting into nitty gritties. It's okay. If I don't emphasize something, trust me, it is not important. Okay. Now, PAI is people's money. PAI is people's money. CFI is government's earned money, right? Which government has a right to spend over. Because public accounts means what? My own money that I can take out at any point of time based on some conditions. But CFI is government's money. They have earned through giving loans, repayment of loans, imposing taxes, etc. But the problem for CFI is that every time you take out money from CFI, before you take out money, you have to get the approval of the parliament. But sometimes it may be challenging, right? It may be challenging for the government to take the approval because let's say there is no sitting going on in the parliament. MPs are not there in the parliament. I want to spend money urgently. So what do I do? So for that, there is an option. Contingency Fund of India. So here, Parliament by law can create. These two accounts must be created. This is optional. So Parliament, if it wants to, can create something called a contingency fund. Same thing can be done by the states also. If they want to, they can create a contingency fund. And the article for this is Article 267. Okay. So what is this contingency fund? At any point of time, if the government wants to spend money urgently to meet unforeseen expenditure, unforeseen, something you cannot plan of, right? Unforeseen, maybe a war, maybe some pandemic, maybe some natural calamity, and I want to spend money right now, immediately. From where do I spend money? I will take out money from contingency fund. The advantage here is that I can take out money right now, and after I spend the money, later on I can get the approval from the parliament. So Contingency Fund of India has been established under a law called Contingency Fund of India Act of 1950, and this money has been given to the president that, sir, ma'am, keep this money. And how much money is there in contingency fund? At any point of time, this account has 30,000 crores. Clear? 30,000 crore rupees in this account. So the president can make advances out of it to meet advances, meaning take out money from it to meet unforeseen expenditure, pending its authorization by the parliament, right? So pending its authorization by the parliament. This means what? Money is spent from contingency fund right now, but after you spend, ultimately you have to get it approved. Clear? So the beauty of this account is that here The approval is post expenditure. Approval required after expenditure. Are you clear? So this is, if not get approval, it is not possible only. There is no logic in not getting approval. Imagine you purchase something, right, from Amazon, and your mom asks, return it now. But the thing breaks in the house. Now what do? You can't return it. Simple. Done. So money has been spent. Parliament MPs can question, can raise concerns, etc. But you have to approve it. It is gone. Khatam. Money is gone. So these are some terms. Don't worry. We'll be studying these terms under budget. Ignore them for now. Just understand contingency fund of India. Now let me tell you one more thing. As I said, Rajashri, please ignore these things. We'll discuss this when we study budget, right? One more thing, and very important. Remember your childhood days when your relatives came, and some of these relatives also came and gave you money, right? Money. Now, when the money was given by the relatives, as soon as they went, moms immediately took this money and said, it's your money only. I'm keeping it. Don't worry. Yes or no? And we never got to see the money ever till date. Right? So this is the same thing that happens with the president. This money is given to the president. Sir, ma'am, it is your money only. Please take it. Don't worry. Take it. But the president cannot spend from this account. This fund is actually held by finance secretary, an IS officer in the Department of Economic Affairs. Are we clear? This person is an IS officer in the Department of Economic Affairs. This person spends money. Clear? And this money is also spent by government order only, but the only condition is after you spend money, this has to be approved in future. Clear? Okay. Contingency Fund of India, a separate account is there where 30,000 crore rupees are kept. When the government needs money, right, it can take out money from this account and spend it urgently. If there is no urgency, we already have CFI. Simple, right? This is with respect to Contingency Fund of India. Okay, that's it. Now, pending its authorization means till the authorization is done, you can keep on spending money. RBI, Prabhu, government maintains these accounts, not RBI. Okay, RBI has no interest in all these things. Lakshmi, how to check that money taken is correct? All the expenditure is audited. Audit. What is audit? Evaluating the financial transaction is called audit. There is a body called CAG, a person called CAG who heads a department called IAAS, Indian Audit and Account Services. It is in the list of one UPSC jobs. IAAS. When you get lesser marks, you get IAAS services. Okay, so they will audit everything. Don't worry. Pavitra, I gave the example for your own level, madam. Now, if you don't understand this after attending the weekend batch also here and here also, what can I do? I gave the example of relatives coming to your house to give you money. Now, how to give example of your level? I gave the example of also how you spend money using GPay, etc. Now, what more examples to give? Disposal of president. These are English words. Come on. It seems like now I have to do this English class. Disposal of president means it is kept with the president at his disposal for him to spend, but he does not spend. In reality, the government spends. You will spend, not right now, but in future when you become the senior most IAS officer in the finance ministry. Okay. Okay. Done. Solve this question now. 30 seconds should be sufficient to mark the answer. Divyanshi, what if money is spent and is not for good thing? Some bad thing is happening. How to answer this question, madam? Tell me. The MPs can scold the government, but they have to approve it. Simple. No, Prabhu. It depends. In some places, yes, some places, no. It depends on the type of account they have to place the money in. Okay, a lot of you got this correct. We just explained this, that the authorization for the withdrawal of money from a CFI must come from which account? From the must come from which person or which group? The Parliament of India. Which article is this? Article 266, clause 3. Okay. Done. Now let's come back to our point at hand. Now I hope you know that these are the accounts of the government, right? Where the money is kept. Government spends money from these accounts only. So your salary as an IAS officer, your Manam says 266 clause 1. Sir, you are wrong. Yes, madam, I am wrong. Of course, please read the statement here. Okay. Are we okay, madam? Or still some explanation is required? A Charan, guys, focus. What are you writing? Just because it's some kind of platform where I don't see you personally, you write any kind of nonsense, wasting other people's time also. Anyway, so the point here is your salary as an IAS officer, IPS officer, president salary, VP salary, judge's salary, every person's salary comes from this CFI only. But some, yes, sir, IFS salary also comes from here only. Okay. But the point is, sometimes some type of expenditure cannot be voted upon. Like you saw here, that if you want to take out money from CFI, Parliament has to approve it. Parliament may not approve it. It's possible. If today the government wants to take out some money, right? If the government wants to take out some money, then the MPs can say, no, wastage, bad scheme. They won't approve. It's possible, right? But there are certain types of expenditure which have to be approved. You cannot vote on it only. You can discuss, but can't vote. Imagine today, the government has taken so many loans from various organizations, IMF, ADB, etc. Let's say Congress comes to power in 2024 and Congress say, no, I won't repay the loan. That was BJP's loan. It was not BJP's loan. It is Government of India's loan. You have to repay it. If there's an installment, it has to go, right? You can't discuss on that. It's like when you are in a PG, right? Or in a hostel fees has to be paid. You can't negotiate. Okay. Those kind of expenditures are called charge expenditure. Charge expenditure. So we say that this money is being charged on CFI. No voting. Only discussion allowed. Right? You can discuss, but you cannot vote on it. You have to approve it. It's approved automatically. So president's salary and allowances which come from CFI are charged expenditure. Clear? Meaning you cannot vote to cancel it. It has to be approved. It is automatic. I hope this point is clear. Right? Everybody, okay? So that's it with respect to the Divyanshi. What is this? No, sir. And this is your question, sir. In making of Ram Mandir, from where the money has come? This is your question. Government has only paid 1 rupee. Which WhatsApp forward are you looking at? It's people who are putting in money. Government is not spending money. Okay. Anyway, once again, just to help you understand, there are some expenditures from CFI where there is no need of anybody to vote. Why? Because that expenditure is fixed. You have to do it, whether the MPs like it or not. Right? That money will be given. That money has to be given. It's mandatory. Like loan repayment, like salary of president, salary of Supreme Court judges, salary of High Court or pension of High Court judges, etc. So these kind of expenditures are called charged expenditure. Okay. Let's continue. Now, since we are already discussing the schedules and we are discussing salaries, let me introduce you to one more schedule. So yesterday we had discussed Schedule 7. What is Schedule 7? Please tell me. Schedule 7. What is Schedule 7? Schedule 7 lists. 3 lists. Union, state, concurrent. Now the time has come for one more list or one more schedule. That is Schedule 2. So what is Schedule 2? Schedule 2 contains the salaries or emolument. Before you ask, emolument means salary only. They are synonyms. Emolument basically means any money you get in return for some work you perform. You work in a company, you get salary. Same thing. So in Schedule 2, salary of these people are mentioned. Only these people. Nobody else. If a question is asked, is the salary of Chief Election Commissioner mentioned under Schedule 2? Yes or no? Please tell me. Salary of election commissioners is mentioned under Schedule 2. No, it is not. Why? Because salary of president, salary of governors, salary of presiding officers, salary of judges of Supreme Court and High Courts, and salary of CAG. Only these people's salary is mentioned. Nobody else's salary is mentioned here. Clear? What is the salary of the Indian president? Gets 5 lakh rupees per mensum. Mensum means month. 5 lakhs per month. It's not some annual CTC engineers. Okay? Monthly salary. Clear? Governors. 3.5 lakh per month. Then presiding officers, it varies from state to state, but there is one presiding officer whose salary, the presiding officer in the Rajya Sabha. Can you please tell me who this person is? Anyone? Of course, this is the Vice President of India. The Vice President of India is the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha. Now, who are presiding officers we'll discuss later on, in case you don't know. No problem. Their salary is 4 lakhs per month, per mensum. Clear? Then judges of Supreme Court. So Chief Justice of India, CJI, stands for Chief Justice of India. Their salary is 2.85 lakhs. Supreme Court judges, their salary is 2.5 lakhs. Chief Justice of High Court, their salary is 2.5 lakhs. Then other High Court judges, their salary is 2.25 lakhs. Clear? Okay. Then CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General. Same as Supreme Court judge, which is 2.5 lakh. Okay. And please do not ask, sir, do I need to mug up these salaries? Not required. I just gave this for your information. In case you want to impress somebody with all these facts, please use it. In the exams, extremely unlikely that all these things will be asked. Are we clear? It won't be asked. And yes, before you ask me, sir, is the president supposed to pay income tax? Yes, everybody pays income tax. Clear? No exception. Please don't fall prey to WhatsApp forwards that presidents need not pay income tax. Clear? Look at this second schedule. It is mentioned here. The provisions as to the president and the governor of states. The president per mensum gets 10th old salary. It has now been modified. 10,000 in today's day and age, of course, will be very bad, right? Now, the term of the Indian president. For how long can somebody be the Indian president? Tenure. So 5 years. Article 56. Article 56 is the article which mentions tenure, which is 5 years. Now, for how long? For how long can you be the president? 5 years. But the bigger question is, how many times can you be the Indian president? You are eligible for re-election any number of times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, any number of times. Jab tak hai jaan. You keep on becoming the president. No problem whatsoever. But actually, there's a convention in our country that normally you get only one term. In fact, we have never seen that happening multiple terms, except Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He became the president twice, 1952, 1957, right? Just to draw a parallel here, if you go to USA, in USA, there the tenure is 4 years and maximum 2 terms only. This change of maximum 2 terms was made in 1951. Before 1951, there was no limit. In fact, just before 1950s, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, right, FDR, the very famous US president, he won the election 4 times, 1933 to 1945, back to back 4 times. Now it's only 2 terms. If you go to a country like France, in France, by the way, in France, the election of president is direct, unlike in other countries. So in France, the tenure is 5 years and maximum 2 consecutive terms, right? Anyway, just some basic information on a side note. Now, vacancy in the office. How can we have a vacancy in this office? Very simple. Firstly, the tenure comes to an end. if the tenure comes to an end, there is vacancy in the office after every 5 years, right? But let me tell you, if because of any reason the election gets postponed, maybe country is fighting a war right now, or maybe the new president is unable to join the office because of disease, etc., right? Or whatever. This previous president will continue beyond 5 years also till the new president is appointed. Can continue beyond 5 years till successor new president takes the post or is appointed. Clear? That's it. But see, this expiry of tenure is a standard provision. We right now only know that in the year 2027, in the month of July, the current president, right, her tenure will come to an end. So we can plan the election accordingly, 60 days before the end of tenure, between that gap. So it is not a surprise. But other issues or other situations are a surprise. Suddenly, if the president says, no, no, people are making fun of me, some UPSC aspirants are telling me I am getting 5 lakh rupees for doing nothing, I want to resign. She resigns. So, firstly, when she resigns, she has to submit the resignation. This resignation has to be addressed to VP, Vice President. And when the VP gets this information, see, the beauty is that in all these cases, if she resigns or she is removed, so she is removed by a procedure called impeachment. Don't panic. In the next slide only, we have impeachment. Next slide only, we have impeachment. This is Article 61. So, on her removal by the process of impeachment, or by her death, or otherwise, illness, etc., in all these circumstances, because it has happened suddenly, we did not get the time for elections to take place. But since there is a topmost post of the president, it can't be a vacuum. It has to be there. So, vice president becomes the acting president for maximum 6 months. That's it. Within which elections will take place. Within which elections must be conducted. Clear? This is the process. Now, as I said, when the VP receives this particular intimation that right, that the president is resigning, before you start partying and all, that yes, I'll be the president for 6 months, you have to immediately inform, communicate to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha that the president has resigned. I have received his or her resignation. Clear? This is how vacancy can be created. Now, one small point. If the see, as far as the or as per the constitution, remember we had decided yesterday that we can use this symbol for constitution. So please don't ask me what is this C. As per constitution, if there is no president because of any reason, then who becomes the acting president? Tell me. VP. Yes or no? VP is the acting president. But what if there is no VP? Then what do we do? Nothing is mentioned in the constitution. Nothing. And this happened. Back in 1969, this happened. That VV Giri he was a vice president. He became the president when Zakir Hussain passed away. And he resigned to contest elections. So we did not have a president. We did not have a vice president. And the constitution was silent. So in 1969, we had to make a law. And that law is called President Discharge of Functions Act 1969. As per this law, if VP is also not there, then who becomes the president? Absolutely correct. CJI, Chief Justice of India. Clear? If CJI is not there, next Supreme Court judge, senior most. If he is not there, next Supreme Court judge. We have one Chief Justice and 33 other, total 34 options. If all of them are not there, then what the hell is happening to them? That's a bigger question. Where are they going? How are all of them dying? So country will have a bigger problem then. So as of now, we have plenty of options and alternatives for who can become the president. Clear? So this is there with respect to vacancy. Now, as I said, there is also one way in all these things, that is removal by a procedure called impeachment. Impeachment is the procedure used to remove the what? Indian president. Okay. Now, what is this impeachment? Impeachment mentioned under Article 61. This article is important, very, very important. Okay. So, there are two things. Number one, ground, meaning reason. Why do you want to remove the president? Firstly, reason. The reason mentioned in the constitution, the reason in the constitution is violation of constitution. Now, what is the meaning of this? We don't know. This phrase is not defined in the constitution. Nowhere is this defined that what is the meaning of violation of the constitution, right? So MPs will have to decide what is violation, right? I'll give you in future some examples that can possibly be seen as a violation, but as of now there is no fixed definition. Now, what's the manner? Manner means process. So what process is followed? The procedure to remove the president, or the correct word that we use, and you should also use now, is impeachment. Okay, so the procedure to impeach the president begins in any house. It can start in the Lok Sabha, it can start in the Rajya Sabha, no problem. Any house can start the procedure. The only condition is that at least 1/4 members have to give a notice. Meaning, if in Lok Sabha, then 1/4 of 543 people together have to say to the presiding officer that, sir, madam, we want to remove the president, impeach the president. If in Rajya Sabha, 1/4 of 245. Clear? This is just to start the procedure. But then, before you start the procedure, you have to also inform the president, right? Inform the president that this is the procedure we are beginning. 14 days prior notice must be given to the president. You can't surprise him that, president, surprised, you're removed. No. You have to inform the person beforehand that, sir, ma'am, time has come. Please pack your bags, call movers and packers, shift your luggage from here. Clear? Now, once this proposal is given, then in that house, whichever house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, this process is starting, has been initiated, voting takes place, right? Voting in the house. After it is approved, it is sent to the other house, where the charges, the allegations, and what's the allegation? The violation of constitution, that's the allegation, right, is investigated. President can come, can defend himself, herself, can get the help of some lawyer also, etc. All that can be done, right? No problem. Then in that house also voting takes place, and if that house also approves it through voting, then the president stands impeached. Okay, so and the voting should not be less than 2/3 of total membership of the house, meaning separately in both the houses separately. So this is to start the procedure, and this is for impeachment, removal. In Lok Sabha, 2/3 into 543. How much is that? Roughly 62, 362. 362 MPs will have to say yes, roughly. In Rajya Sabha, 2/3 into 245. How many? 164. So these many people are required to support the proposal to remove, or the correct word is what? Impeach the Indian president. So far, not a single president has been impeached in the country. Are we clear on this? Any doubts? Yes or no? No doubt. Great. If no doubt is there, please solve this question. Then we'll have some kind of doubt, I'm sure. I'll give you 45 seconds to solve this question. Read the statements carefully. Please read the language carefully, and then mark the answer. Don't jump to mark the answer. No, Divya, it cannot. Hardeep, before starting the procedure, notice is given. This question was asked in 1996. Some of you were not even born. In fact, most of you were not even born. Such an old question. And still, a lot of you made a mess of it. Let's read. It's an easy question. You just have to follow what is written. See, which one of the following is a part of the electoral college for election? For election, who takes part? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly. Yes or no? Everyone clear? Now, but does not form the forum for his impeachment. Now, who takes part in the impeachment procedure? Please tell me. All the Lok Sabha MPs, all the Rajya Sabha MPs, right? So, which group of people take part in election but don't take part in impeachment? State Legislative Assembly. D. Councils neither take part in the election nor in the removal, impeachment. So, this cannot be the answer. Are we clear, everybody? One more statement. You firstly respond with an answer. Exact opposite. Now tell me, who takes part in the removal, right, but not in election? Tell me. Who takes part in the impeachment, but not in the election? Again, somebody is writing MLC. Is MLC taking part in removal? Vice President? Most of you are correct. Very good. Nominated MPs in the Rajya Sabha, they take part in the impeachment, but not in elections. Clear? Okay. That's it. Now coming to powers and functions. And a very, very important point is what I'm going to discuss right now is to address those concerns. What concerns? The concerns on why we are constantly making the statement that the president is just a nominal head, is a rubber stamp, does not have real powers. All such things will be addressed now. Okay. So, Article 74. This is Article 74, Clause 1. Extremely important article. We should know the content. I'll explain it to you right now. Now, this article says that the president works on the aid and advice. Aid and advice of the Prime Minister, headed by the Council of Ministers. Right? Council of Ministers, headed by the Prime Minister. Sorry, just the opposite. Right? So, the President works on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, headed by the Prime Minister. This is what is mentioned in the Constitution originally. 1950, 1960, this is there. Now, the question is, when the President is given some task to perform, that sir, PM says, this is an order, please sign it. Is it binding on the President that he has to sign? Or can he say, no, I won't sign? Nothing was mentioned in the Constitution originally, right? In 1976, when Indira Gandhi was in power, she made a small modification. She said that, see, whatever advice we are giving to the president, this aid and advice will be binding on the president. Binding on the president, meaning you have to sign, must sign. This change was made, added via 42nd Amendment Act 1976. Through this amendment, the advice was made binding. Now, please tell me, what's the power? If whatever the PM says I have to do, then what's the point here? There is no power. Now, after 2 years, Indira Gandhi government had lost the election. Janata Party had come to power. Janata Party said, see, uh, let's do one thing. What if the president does not want to follow the advice? What if the advice is genuinely wrong? It's possible, right? So let us give the president one opportunity. That president can return the advice also. Can return for reconsideration. Okay, no problem. The PM gets back this, that president says, sir, are you sure? Confident? Right? 100%. Should I sign? The PM says, sir, ma'am, you please sign. If the advice is sent back, if sent back again, this time what happens? Now it is binding on the president to give assent. Binding on the president to what? Follow the advice. So ultimately, the advice is binding only. This change of sending back and then making it binding was added via 44th Amendment Act of the year 1978. Clear? This is Article 74, Clause 1. Now, wait. Before you become very angry, upset, what's the point, etc. How are you behaving like this? President of India, how can you make it binding? Don't worry. This is nothing unique. It is very common. Why? Because this is what is the meaning of a parliamentary system. Are we clear? Let me just calm you down. This is the fundamental principle, fundamental to parliamentary system. That what? That the head of state is always a nominal head. Head of state, whatever name you call the person with, is a nominal head. De jure. And the head of government is the real head. We call these people de facto, the real head. Head of government is a real head. Are we clear? This is what is known as the Westminster, not minister, Westminster model. Basically, because this is a concept in UK, or we have bought this from UK, and in UK, their Parliament of UK is located in central London, in the Palace of Westminster. So that is why we call it Westminster model. Clear? I hope nobody is upset and angry now, because this is the reality of the president. Nominal and real. De jure, de facto. In UK, they have the crown. In India, we have the president. Simple. Clear? Let's read the article also. So, the crux of our statement. Now tell me, if the person has no real past, do you think it would be okay to have direct elections, wasting crores of rupees to conduct elections, and to choose what? To choose a person with no real past. That's also very important to understand. Anyway, let's read the article also on our own. This is Article 74, Clause 1. Let's read together. Council of Ministers to aid and advise the President. There shall be a Council of Ministers with the PM at the head to aid and advise the President. Originally, there was a full stop. But then we added a phrase. Who shall. What is the meaning of shall? Shall means mandatory. Who shall, in the exercise of his functions, act in accordance with such advice. Mandatory, compulsory. This provision was added via the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. Now, afterwards, one more change was made. Provided that the President may require the Council of Ministers to reconsider such advice, either generally or otherwise, and the President shall act in accordance with the advice tendered or given after such reconsideration. Meaning, the President can ask the PM that, sir, please reconsider. Are you sure? Final, last answer. Should I lock it? Should I sign it? Right? So, either generally or even in a very specific case. Otherwise, can, right? And such advice, once the PM says, no, sir, you please sign, sir. Ma'am, you please sign. Final, it's done. This change was made via the 44th Amendment Act 1978. Are we clear? We have just seen this, so now the article verbatim. Okay. I think I have seen two of you. I forgot what one is. Bhuvnesh. Veto power. Sir, madam, there is no veto power here. Veto power is meant for parliament, for bills. This is executive orders. No veto power here. Are you clear? Please have patience. We'll discuss that also. Half-baked knowledge, extremely dangerous. Now, one more thing. This is Article 74, Clause 2. The question whether any, and if so, what advice was tendered, was given by minister to the president. What advice was given by the minister to the president that will not be questioned in any court of law. Clear? Advice whichever is given will not be inquired into in any court of law. This is Article 74. My earnest request, please remember Article 74. Are we clear? Everybody? Okay. So if things are so clear and so nice, please solve this question also. Came 20 years ago. Let's see the answer. So I will give you 30 seconds to mark your answer. Please mark your answer. So yeah, any advice that the PM gives to the president, you cannot inquire that advice in the court. The court cannot question what advice was given. Tell me, please. Hey, Charan, what to explain again, sir? I already explained twice. Recordings are available for up to 7 days, 7 long days. Please watch to your heart's content, day, night, every day. Some of you marked C as the answer. Bhuvnesh, please maintain decorum of the chat section. Right? Which one of the following amendments to the Indian Constitution empowers the President to send back any matter for reconsideration? This was reconsideration, sending back, which is 44th. 42nd was binding. Clear? Okay. Now, one more thing. Kanhaiya, then what's the fun of making a poster? One more thing. Just to pacify all of you who are very angry. What is happening? That we are wasting money, 5 lakh rupees for nothing, etc. He has some powers. Don't worry. There are some situations where this person can exercise some powers, extreme circumstances which are there. So we'll discuss that also. Okay. But normally, yes, normally he or she has no real power. Are they clear? Both the point. Second point, I'll repeat once again. It simply says that the question of what advice the minister gave, or did he give any advice, any such things will not be inquired into in any court. You can't go to court and file a case. I want to know what advice the president was given by the PM. Court, ask the PM, ask the president. That can't be done. It's a secret between both of them, the PM and the president. Clear? Okay. Mayank Wadhwani, no, salary of civil servant is not charge expenditure. Now, one more thing. Do you think it's right now that if things go wrong in the country, should we scold the president? If the price rise happens of tomatoes, should we question the government or the president? Tell me. Neither. If you question the government, ED raid against you. No. Of course, we should question the government only, right? We should question the government, not the president. Recently, a very nice, very enthusiastic, very popular, devoted journalist dared to ask a question to one of the ministers. And immediately the response was a reminder of his past kartoot. So, anyway, coming to the point here. Since this person has no real powers, it is only logical that we do not punish the person. And this is what is there under Article 361. Immunity to the president. Okay. This is not just for the president, but the same article is for governors also. So I'm writing governors here. Same thing, plus governors. Which article is this? Article 361. Okay. Very simple. President and governors shall not be answerable into any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of office. I mean, come on. That's only logical. This fellow, you are asking the person, come on, sign my order. And then if things go wrong, you call him to court. This is wrong. So, they are not performing anything. You are telling them and they are signing. Rubber stamp. Don't punish them. So, the president and governors will not be answerable in any court. You can't take them to court if things go wrong. The minister is at fault. You go and blame the minister. File a case against the minister, not the president. Number two. See, we are talking about the senior-most people in the country, the senior-most person in the country, the senior-most person in the state. So there should be some kind of dignity also. So no criminal proceedings, no criminal case whatsoever shall be instituted or continued against the president or governors while they are in office. So if they are in office, you will not start any kind of case, a criminal case against them, or if a case was going on, you cannot continue with the case. The case has to stop. Clear? For anything you have done does not matter. So one Mr. Bhuvnesh is asking, if the president kills the prime minister, then also you cannot start a criminal case against the president. Clear? So what will you do? You firstly impeach the person. Once he or she is impeached, then you file a case. Garima, if it is a heinous crime, non-heinous crime, we don't care. Right? Okay? Anyway, we are talking about the president. Why would the president do all this? Kill the prime minister? How do these thoughts come into your innocent minds? Anyway, school students may have this kind of doubts. It's very genuine, no problem. So I hope you have understood now that these things will follow through an impeachment. Impeachment, remove the person, file a case. Also, no process for arrest or imprisonment of the president or governors shall issue from any court during his term of office. No process for arrest or imprisonment. No arrest warrant, no jail order can be released by any court, even Supreme Court. Even Supreme Court cannot do all these things. Are we clear? So, no process for the arrest or imprisonment of the president or governors shall issue from any court during his term of office. You cannot jail the president, governor, you cannot arrest them, you cannot punish them, you cannot start a criminal case against them. Simple. No exception. Are we clear? Don't create scenarios. See, now Pranav says, what if president harasses his junior lady colleagues? We are talking about the Indian president, guys. Why will he or she do all these things? Firstly, how do these things come in your mind? And secondly, even if he or she does, nothing, done, over, no case whatsoever. Clear? He kills, bombs the entire country, no problem. Firstly, impeach, then remove. Okay? As simple as that. I have addressed both these things. When Mr. A.S. Hussain gives his 2 pointers, he is a man, not an angel. Of course. But unlike you, he has better sense, it seems. He will not do all these things. And I said, if he does, if she does, impeachment. End of story. Okay. But one small point. And one more thing, these provisions are meant as a respect for these important posts, right? Important posts. But sometimes our governments misuse these provisions. I'll give a very good example. Back in 1990s, there used to be a minister in the central government, Sheila Kaul. Her name featured in some corruption case. She was made to resign as a minister and she was made the governor of Himachal Pradesh. Now the problem is, when you are a governor, no criminal case whatsoever shall continue also against you. So the case had to stop. Again, in the 2010s, one more Sheila, this time Sheila Dikshit, name featuring in these scams in Delhi, made a governor. So these provisions are not meant to misuse like this. But who will tell our politicians that these provisions are there as a mark of respect for these high functionaries? Should not be misused like this. Anyway, lastly, no civil proceedings whatsoever shall be instituted against the president in any court during his term of office. But see, one small point, civil case can be filed. So, a civil Article 361 mentioned here, immunity to the president as well as the governor. Discuss executive powers tomorrow. Okay, today let's end our session here only, and I'll just summarize the homework for tomorrow. See, as far as civil case is concerned, the difference is that a criminal case is one where the relief given is on account of some punishment, a criminal. See, as far as civil case is concerned, the difference is that a criminal case is one where the relief given is on account of some punishment, a criminal case. Civil case is one where the relief is given on account of some damage, some status, some compensation, etc. That is a civil case where there is no jail sentence, but the punishment is some compensation. Criminal case is where you are being given punishment. It could be a fine or a jail sentence. Are you clear? Okay. Now, before we end, very quickly, please revise the PPTs. Political theory, chapter 2 must be read today. Number 3, for all those who are preparing for next year, read the monthly magazine. Continue reading for the month of July. It's day 2. For every aspirant, please read Kurukshetra for at least 1 hour, the month of July. So in case anybody has downloaded the monthly magazine, at the back of the monthly magazine you also have the Kurukshetra, right? You can read from there also. Clear? And lastly, when the newspaper comes tomorrow, please read the editorials. Done. That's all for me, guys. Jai Hind. Questions now. Let's take up some questions. Let's have some fun.